Let's find out if Chat can choose makeup for me and my face better than I can. How well can AI choose your makeup? I wanted to find out. So this morning I took this photograph of me and I uploaded it into ChatGPT. In the prompt, I explained I'm a 61-year-old female, usual mature skin conditions, fine lines, wrinkles, pigmentation, open pores, looser skin. I then explained that I wanted a very light, natural, neutral makeup, something I could wear on a daily basis, that was flattering for mature skin, and I gave it the budget of £150, which I'm not sure is a lot or a little, but this is, for all intents and purposes, a full makeup bag. So what I was saying to Chat is, kit me out with everything I need. ChatGPT then gave me a full list. So off I went, and with my little basket, I walked around Boots and I bought everything on the list. Without question, I just bought what was on the list. I've even had to get myself a little helper. This is Christine. I've got my bag of products. And we're going through Christine's Estee Lauder, but I've said no, AI's chosen my makeup. I'm not allowed to buy Estee Lauder. What I also loved is the fact that I haven't used any of these products before, so they're all brand new to me. So I'm going to go through every single one. I'm going to do my full makeup. I'll tell you what the product is, how it feels, what it does, and let's find out if Chat can choose makeup for me and my face better than I can. Let's go. So starting off, first of all, we have a primer. This one's by e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. If you've seen my videos before, you know I like the grippy primer. What we don't want are those silicone type primers. They don't work on mature skin very well. That's what you get. I think I need a bit more. Compared to the grippy primer by Maybelline, this just feels like it absorbs into the skin a little bit more, but it still has that sticky, tacky feeling, which is what we're looking for because we want the foundation, your base, to adhere to it. In fact, I think that's stickier than the Maybelline. It feels very tacky. It does say on the box we'll leave that for 30 seconds, so I'm going to let that absorb for 30 seconds before I do my base. When it came to the foundation, what it recommended was this one by L'Oreal. It's called the L'Oreal True Match Nude, and it's a serum foundation. I've not used this before. This is brand new to me. The colour I've got is level 4 to 5 medium, but they do have several shades to choose from. Because this is a serum foundation, it's actually a lot more runny. I don't know how well you can see that. It's a lot more liquid than a heavier creamer foundation. I'm going to do my same application method on the back. I think you could apply this with your fingers, to be honest. But let's have a look what this is like. I did ask Chat for a very light sheer look. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go back in and do it with my fingers. Now, you've seen me before. I don't like using my fingers for foundation unless it's a BB cream or maybe a serum. I think this needs fingers to apply. This didn't work as well with the brush. It's certainly a light foundation, but what it is, it's a really lovely texture. I like that it's not settling into fine lines. I think it just gives my skin an even tone, to be honest. Could Chat be the new beauty influencer out there? We will see. Next, I'm going to do some colour corrector. This is by Huda Beauty. I haven't used this brand or this range before. So here we have the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom, and this should be a pinkish colour. Just see there. It's a pinky peach, and the pinky peach is going to neutralise any dark tones. So I'm going to do the same thing by just dabbing that into that little area under my eye. And then using my ring fingers, I'm tapping that, and let's have a look at how well that goes underneath the eye area. That actually covers very nicely. I'm just going to put a little bit on my ring fingers, warm that up there. I'm going to use this as an eye primer because we don't have an eye primer. I think you can see it's got a very slight pinky tone to it, but that's a great neutraliser for the eyes. So when you're applying this, just small dots, and we're just going to go into that trophy area down there, because what I want to do is neutralise it, but because it's also slightly lighter, it's going to bring that area forward. So when you've got more of a sunken or hollow eyes, it helps bring that area forward. That's okay, that. I think Chat picked up on the fact that I wanted to neutralise colours, because it then gave me Easy Bake Pressed Powder. Now this is probably the most expensive thing, but it looks really nice. This is a pressed powder, and what you'll see, it's the matching colour. It's the cherry blossom colour. So looking at this as a pressed powder, it's got that pinky tone to it. When I saw that, because it's more of a pressed powder, what I wanted was a little beauty puff to go with it. So this was next to it, and this is your, there we go, look at that for a lovely little case. And that is a very tiny powder puff. How cute is that? Look at the size of that. Very cute. So what we want to do is taking the puff, pressing that into the powder, taking it on the puff, but what we don't want to do is take it straight on. We're pushing it into the puff there. We're pushing it into that little applicator. We don't want it to be loose on the applicator. And then we're tapping. Do this side first. But take this around the corner of my nose. I'm going to cover my eye. I'm not taking out the cheek area because we want to keep that glow, okay? So we've got a lovely light natural foundation, so I don't want to cover that. But just this powder I'm taking down there. And that actually, I think that side of the face, just taking away any shine, it gives a really lovely finish. This is only over the areas of the face that move, okay? Between the eyebrows, nasolabial folds, the marionette lines down there, and maybe a little bit on the chin. If you sometimes perspire on the upper lip, can take it across there. I really like that. This combination out of everything I've bought is actually the most expensive of all the items, but I personally think it's a nice investment at the moment. I bought this myself. None of this is gifted. None of this is for review. This is just me going out and having a little bit of a shop and playing and just answering that question. Can AI actually choose your makeup? Next, we're going to move on to contour and blush. Now, the two that Chat gave me, they're both creams. Creams are fantastic. As we're maturing, start moving over to cream products. Try and stay away from powder products. They're just aging on the skin. I don't think I asked for creams in the chat prompt, but what I did do is I state that it was mature skin and it's come back with cream products, which is an interesting thing. It actually understands skin types. The bronze is the medium, I think it's called medium tan. There was a darker one, which I just looked and felt it was going to be way too dark. And the one I've got here, they did have a lovely paler pink colour. This is a darker, deeper pink. It's called Plum Intended. But I just felt that for me, with darker hair, it was going to be a better colour. If you've got lighter hair, grey hair, white hair, or you're blonde, maybe the lighter pink would have been better. So let's have a try of the contour first of all, if I can get into this. Okay, so this is the tan, the medium tan. Let's have a look. It's a bit tan. It's a bronze colour, actually. It's quite a nice bronze. Let's have a try here. I'll just do one half first of all. Let's have a look. I want to see the texture of it, how it blends into the skin, how natural it looks. So let's try it with my fingers. Remember, we're taking it up. It's probably a little bit orangey for me. It looks like, reminds me of those American tan tights. The word tan just makes me think back to American tan tights. That's showing our age. If you know what American tan tights are, that really is showing your age. And this, I do feel, is a little bit too tan for me. I'm going to take a brush and see if that gives a better effect. Like the texture, not so sure of the colour. We'll have a look when it's all finished. I'm going to do the same things I do. This is like that sun-kissed look. So what you do, you go on the areas where the sun would hit you. This is where you get that sort of golden glow as well. So stipple that in. What you don't want to do is to be covering the whole area. You're just doing another layer of foundation. We're looking for difference in light and shade. We're looking for contour. Of course, I'm stripping that and taking it into the hairline. Now, do be careful, of course, if you've got lighter hair, grey hairs. I've got my grey hairs around here. Because what you don't want is it to go onto your hair and show up. So do be careful if you're stippling that into the hairline that you don't get orange hair. I'll leave that there and let's go on to the blusher. Plum Intent, of course, a nice, deep, rich colour. I just felt for my skin tone, my hair colour, this was probably a bit better. I'm using my fingers again. I do prefer a brush. I just prefer a brush. I think you get a better effect. Fingers do work for some makeup application, but to be honest, a brush is so much better. It feels like it's got depth in colour. You don't need a lot. You really don't need a lot. I think that's what I'm getting the feel of here. And the reason that I also like this product is you'll see, I think it's going to be a multi-use product. Next, we're going to move on to eyebrows. And here we have the NYX or NYX. This is called the Lift and Snatch. Lift and Snatch. You know I like my laminated brow pen, and it's the same sort of thing. The colour I have here is ash brown. They did have a deeper brown. I just thought it was going to be too dark. They're certainly well sealed. Right, we're in. So what we have is a single stroke laminated pen. Now you will see how I say to you, do your eyebrows before you do your eye makeup, and then you can touch them up. Give it a shake. And I'm just taking my cotton wool bud or Q-tip. I'm going to tidy up any edges. Just got a tiny little bit of micellar water. I got the ash brown colour. I think it is the right colour for me. I just don't feel it goes on. I'm pasting that on. No, wouldn't buy that again. Don't think it actually does the job at all well. That's a no at the moment. It'll go in the drawer for something at a later date, but that's obviously a no at the moment. Chat gave me an eyeshadow pencil, not an eyeshadow palette, which I think was a great choice. And it also shows that Chat's actually understanding mature skin and mature faces. This one is by L'Oreal. It's called a Le Eyeshadow Stick. In perfect French accent, Le Eyeshadow Stick. And it's like that bronzy sort of warm brown, which I think is a lovely colour on mature eyes. So this is the only eyeshadow I've got. So this will have to be the contour and the eyeliner as well. Let me just blend that. It's a lovely rich colour. I would imagine you need to blend this pretty quickly. It's not a product you could leave on your skin for too long. I like that. I'm now going to take this because I don't have an eyeliner. It didn't give me an eyeliner. Obviously went, no, you're far too old to wear an eyeliner. You're not having one. But I like it. So I'm taking my sort of brow brush. This is just a very thin chisel brush. It's got a bit of a firmer tip to it. And I'm going to take that on the edge of the brush. Let me see if I can use this as an eyeliner. Yes, I can. That same product, but to see that on the outer edge. I'm just taking a broader brush now. This is an eyeliner brush. It's a firmer tip, flatter tip. We'll do the same thing again, but only taking a small amount on the end of the brush because we don't want too much. But this is going to add that little bit of depth just to that outer corner of the eye. Just help blend it. If you're looking for makeup that's easy, as in you're going somewhere and you don't want to take so many products, what's great is to find a multi-use product like this, where it works as both eyeliner, eyeshadow. Now I think that's quite nice. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go back to my pink blusher. A little bit on my fingers. Let's just dab a little bit underneath that brow bone. That will just add that extra bit of warmth. So I'm literally touching the bone and just tapping it, taking it up to that outer edge. What that does, if you see, just adds that warmth around the eye. And it complements the cheek as well. Love this product. Do like that cheek product an awful lot. The mascara that Chat chose for me was a brown, which again, I'm pretty impressed with Chat because I say, don't wear black mascara. And so Chat came back and went, this was actually called Mocha Brown. Let me have a look here at the actual colour. It's called Mocha Brown. As a mascara, as a product, definitely lengthened and thickened those lashes. What's interesting is that they're not products that I would necessarily have chosen myself. And that's why I'm quite liking this little bit of an experiment, because sometimes, like going to the supermarket for food, we tend to just go with habit, don't we? We put the same things in. So I tend to look at products which are the same things that I've used before. And therefore, habit sets in. I think what I like about this Mocha Brown is it's lengthening my lashes without making them look harsh. It's a much softer look. What that can do is also enhance the eye colour. Chat, there's only so far the eyebrow pencil that I'm not very impressed with. I'm liking that mascara. I'll tell you what else has really surprised me or impressed me, I don't know which one it is, probably a bit of both, is it's actually also told me to use a lip pencil. I just asked for a makeup bag and it's gone for a lip pencil. And I always say, as we mature, we need to start using lip pencils. And it's given me one. Didn't give me a lipstick, but I have one because it was a free offer. But yeah, it told me to use a lip pencil. This one's by Maybelline and it's called the Lifter Liner. The colour I think is 09, which is called Parking. But as Chat said, this is the colour I should go for because it said it was a very neutral skin tone colour. So let's give it a go. First thought is it's a lot more browny than I tend to pick when I get lip liners. I tend to choose something that's maybe a bit more rosy, a bit more pinky. But this is somebody else choosing it for me. It's AI choosing my makeup. Now that, of course, is a really matte coverage on my lips. I feel it is a little bit too rusty, sort of a rusty browny sort of colour. But I'm going to go back to my blusher, that same deep pink, Plum Intent, if you remember, which is very much my sort of colour, those plummy purplies, deep maroons. Still looks a bit matte, but I got a free product. When I bought 2 e.l.f. products, I got a free, no, it wasn't. If I spent over £14 on e.l.f., I got a free lip balm, Strawberry Shortcake. So this is a lip balm. You know I like my lip gloss. I don't like lips to look matte. I like lips to have an element of gloss or balmy effect to them. Taste the strawberry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dab that off because hopefully some of this balm will soften some of that lip pencil because it just feels like it's a bit too hard and matte. Much better. But I quite like that look there. So there we have AI chose my makeup. For me, ChatGPT, you've done a blinder here. Even I find it hard walking to someone like Sephora. It's overwhelming and I can walk from counter to counter and I just don't know where to start. I think Chat has absolutely nailed it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to put a prompt into the description box that you can put into ChatGPT, make it your own. You can put that same prompt into Chat and then you can find out yourself what makeup products it's going to suggest for you. I'm not saying you have to go out and get them all. That's what I did because it was a bit of fun. I just went out and bought the whole lot without any question. but you can actually have a look at it and it may give you some guidance and some directions so you know what to buy. When applying it, don't forget to get my 12 makeup mistakes that aid you. This is the most simplest guide that you can use. I go through 12 different mistakes. I say, if you're doing this, don't do that anymore, do this instead. And it's free, so get that. If you found this video useful, don't forget these 2 videos here, I think are great ones to watch next. Before you go, give me a like, give it a subscribe. I love having you here and I do appreciate all your support. Yeah, I'm really liking that.